Hi everybody, it's Mike Newman. It's Monday morning finish line. It's May 14th. We have girls state meet this week. We have boys sectionals. It is a busy week in track and field in Illinois. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about some of the boys meets. We're just going to go over a few things, get you ready for the girls state meet, and then we'll quickly touch on the St. Louis situation, the Southwest Conference Meet. That happened last week, as you all know by this point. On the boys' side, a lot of great performances. I'm really looking forward to Plainfield South on Thursday. Marcellus Moore going up against Courtney Lindsay of Rock Island. Marcellus Moore, the sophomore from Plainfield North. Lindsay, if you don't know, at the Western Big Six meet last week at Quincy, ran 10:50, state leading 10:50, I think a hundredth of a second ahead of Moore, to win the 100-meter dash. Comes back and runs 21:28, which ties Moore to win the 200-meter dash. So Rock Island, with the way that the IHSA has configured the sectionals this year, Rock Island comes to Plainfield South, and that should be fun to watch. That should be a good meet. You look ahead, you look around all over the place. Marcellus Moore's ran a great triple at Southwest Prairie Conference, ran 10:61, 21:97, and then 48:43, best time in the state in the 400. And I saw a tweet from Tony Holler on Sunday saying, no, Moore's not going to run any more of those long distance races. So I bet you we're going to see him at sectionals in the 100, 200, and then the 4x1, 4x2. Plainfield North has a good relay team, good sprint punch, and you put Moore in as anchor in the 4x2, and that gives them a chance to be among the top teams in the state. Speaking of one of the top teams in the state, Homewood Flossmoor had a great meet at the Southwest Suburban Blue Division meet on Thursday. Sorian and Bridges both returned from injuries. Went 1-2 in the 100. Their 400-meter relay ran 41:65, best time in the state. But at Homewood Flossmoor, it looks ready to go. They have the jumps. They have Burris in the long jump. They have Stringfellow, who's been jumping in the 46 range in the triple jump. And the Homewood Flossmoor is ready to go. Also at the Southwest Suburban meet 2 days before, in the shot put, John Meyer did this. This is the third round throw for John Meyer.
Come on.
66.8.5, believe the conference record in round 2. Oh, yes, go, go! That's over, that's over 70. Oh my gosh.
Get it out there.
It's over 70.
Oh, I screamed down there too.
70 feet, six and a half inches.
Oh, there you go!
Oh! It was a hunch that I went out there. I'm like, they moved it to Tuesday at Lockport. Maybe I should go. I said the same thing a few years ago when Jamari Ward jumped 53.5 in the triple jump. Do I drive that 4 hours to see Jamari Ward? I'm like, yeah, I think I will. And it paid off. And Meyer throwing 70 feet 6.5 inches. He has like the 5 or 6 longest throws ever by an Illinois athlete. It's just ridiculous. It's going to be hard to touch those numbers. Somebody will, but Meyer came back and threw 184.10 to win the discus there. But he's ready to go. One guy that will make it interesting in 2A this year is Seth Groom of Marmion Academy. Now, he laid low during indoor track season, didn't compete indoors. Outdoors, he's coming on strong, won 4 events at the Chicago Catholic League Championships, jumping 47.4.5, number 1 jump in the state right now. Won the long jump, won the high jump, won the 222.12. So if East St. Louis is not competing in sectionals this week, you look at Groom of Marmion going up against Dion McShane of Freeport. McShane won 4 events at his conference meet. 14:28 in the 110 highs, 37:3 in the 300 intermediates, ran 22:12 or 22:14 in the 200 and jumped to over 21 feet. In the long jump, we'll make it interesting. Another sprinter to watch in 2A, Nyril Sullivan of Sterling, ran a 10:57 at the NIB 12 conference meet at Yorkville. Pretty interesting. I was at the West Suburban Silver on Saturday. There were doubts that they were going to get that meet in because storms were in the area. They started at 10, they finished at 12:50, and the rain came down at 1:30. I was on my way home. So, a great meet. Of course, it's one of the toughest conferences in the nation. When you have Danny Kilray running a solo 8:57.3, and then your second place finishers, Jacob Ritterhoff 9:20 or 9:16, Colin Yandel of Hinsdale Central 9:21. Those times would win most of the other conference meets. Miles Christensen holding off Matt Pietzen of Oak Park 4:19 for both of them. 6 runners under 4:22 in that race. 800 Cameron Bennis, one going away 1:55 and change, outdoing, winning by about 3 seconds. Charlie Kern ran the 400, ran 50.02, standing, no blocks. So he just standing up. Everybody gets pushed off the blocks. Charlie takes off, caught Luke Skokna of Hinsdale Central down the stretch to win that race. Relays were great. Downers Grove North number 3 times 7:54 in the 4x8. They didn't load it. They had most of their pieces in there. We'll see what happens this week. Couldn't get a straight answer from John Sipple. The 4x1, Glenbard West 42.40, York 42.57, so some fast times there. Lions Township 3:24 in the mile relay. Overall, just a great meet. JT Louder of Oak Park 14:64. DVC saw a great 800 there. Freezing. The wind chill was down to about 32, 33 degrees towards the end of the meet. But Thomas Chagales took out the pace, ran 1:55.44, holding off West York of Wabansie Valley 1:55.48. On the girls' sectionals, wow. And Yeva Michelin of Evanston Township. The distances in 3A are going to be lights out this week. Michelin running 2:09 in the 800, coming back running 4:52 in the 1600 at Niles West. Caitlin Hart, she didn't need to go all out in these races. That's this weekend. And they're saying it's supposed to be 85, 86 degrees on Championship Saturday. But Hart jogged. It looked like a jog. 5:06, 5:13. Running 10:19 for 3200, then ran flat 2:27 for the 2:26, 2:28 I think it was, and running 4:54 for the 1600. So she looked good there. That Wheaton Warrenville sectional was crazy. The mile relay, you had 7 teams make it down state. Winning time, Wheeling I think 3:57, and then York was 7th at 4:02. Great relay action, great meet overall. There were so many multiple qualifiers in that meet, and when you get great conditions on that track, that is a great track to run on. Good things happen. What else? Erica Furbeck of Geneseo jumps 20 feet 7 inches. There was no wind meter. I'm guessing it's wind dated. I don't know. But it's still the number 5 best jump in the nation right now. And then you have Amani Carruthers of Brooks, who jumped 41.7 in the triple jump. I think it was 19.10, 19.11 in the long jump. 13.95 in the 300 hurdles, or the 100 hurdles. And the 100-meter dash ran 12.14. So Brooks College Prep has a chance to score points. Maybe get a trophy there, and it's going to be mainly on Carruthers. And then let's talk about Dunlop at Macomb. Wow, 19 qualifiers. The relays look good. They ran 140 and change in the 4x2. They're going to be tough. With 19 qualifiers, will be interesting. So many great performances. Boy, I could just go on and on. 3,200 meter relay at Plainfield North. Downers Grove South 9:12. Hinsdale Central 9:14. Could be the two teams again. Hinsdale Central I really like. I think they could run 9:05, 9:06. And there's some other good teams that could be close to them. So on the girls team-wise, here's what I've been coming up with. I've started to write previews that will be out. 2A, 1A will be out on Wednesday sometime. 2A, 3A will be out Thursday morning. On the 1A side, St. Teresa may have the slight edge. It depends on how Daleen Schweitzer of St. Teresa does. St. Teresa has a good bunch that could score some points in other events, but they're going to have to rely on Schweitzer to score the bulk of their points. St. Joe Ogden has some good relays that could make it interesting. Some individual events also. It's going to take like 40 to 42 points to win that meet, the 1A meet. You also look at Rock Island. Alleman is sneaky good. You look at Warrensburg, Latham. There's so many good teams in there. Read the preview on Wednesday, and you'll see more what I mean. On Seymour, I know Seymour. On the 2A side, Dunlop's the defending champion, and they have 19 qualifiers. East St. Louis is the main team to watch. They have some quality individuals. Sherrod in the 300 hurdles, Griggs in the 400. They have a dynamite 1,600 meter relay that ran 3:54.5 earlier this year. They're tough. They're real tough. They would be tougher if they had Roquel Stanley in there. Now Roquel, who had has the second, going into sectional weekend, had the second fastest time in the 100 hurdles statewide and 300 meter hurdles. That since has been bypassed. Stanley didn't run at sectionals in any of the individual events. I'm guessing that she is on the relay card. She didn't have a good conference meet, but Stanley is could be a key in their relay chances in the 100 and the 200, challenging Dunlop. Dunlop has a good bunch, and then Dunlop has the distances with Campbell Peterson. They have a great 4x800 meter relay that could win. They're and with Chiara Pauli, with Sonia, Ananise, Sonia, with Brittany Rainey. Their relays are tough. Their short relays are tough. 4x4, it's going to be tough for them to get East St. Louis, but the Eagles are a good team. You have Franny Vervilli, also with Peterson, the 1,600, Peterson in the 3,200. So Dunlop can hurt you in so many ways. They're such a deep team. They scored 79, 80 points last year, something like that. And they could score around 60, 70 points. East St. Louis just needs to have a big meet to be close to them. And then it comes down to Springfield Southeast. Same thing, Serena Bolden in the dash, in the long and triple jump. The long and triple jump is going to be lights out, guys. That with Carruthers and Furbeck and Bolden. So you could jump 20 feet and you not win in the long jump. And it's going to take a meet record, I think, in the triple jump. If Bolden's been around 40 feet 5 inches most of the year, and Carruthers jumping 41.7, Carruthers could go 43, 44. So Springfield Southeast, Urbana also is a team to keep an eye on for that team title. In 3A, I know everybody is thinking, okay, Homewood Flossmoor, Homewood Flossmoor. Homewood Flossmoor is good. They're deeper than they were last year. Last year they had a Friday, and I want to say 34, 35 of their 43 points when they got second came from Jamie Robinson. Now Robinson is graduated. This team is deeper this year. They are a team. They are sprint good, but when you have DeKalb, who ran 140 and change in the 4x2, DeKalb ran 47.27, a tenth of a second behind Kenwood, who ran 47.26 regional. Then you had Homewood Flossmoor. So there's more variables in the sprints that could hurt Homewood Flossmoor. They have a good hurdler, McCall, that could get high points for them. They have in the jumps, they need to have a good day in the field events just to get close to Naperville North. And Naperville North, just like Dunlop and 2A, can hurt you in so many ways. The distances, of course. Sarah Schmidt and Alex Morris are seated in the top 5 in the 3200. That means big points there. Their 3200 meter relay didn't have Hannah Ricci in there, who could score points with Schmidt in the 1600 meter run. Excuse me. But their 3200 meter relay could get in the top 4 there. They have a good 4x2 relay. They have the 4x4 and 3 is so wide open right now. Anything can happen there. Naperville North qualified there. And then you have Hallie Bieber. And Bieber has a top 3A time in the 300 hurdles, 43.85. She's going to be one to watch. She has one of the top times in the 100 meter hurdles, which is going to be a close race. You have Walters at Bolingbrook. You have McCall from Homewood Flossmoor. You have Bieber. You have some other great runners there. And then you have Sarah Wastek, who could get some points in the shot put. Sophia Ali jumped 18.10 in her sectional meet in the long jump. She could get points too. So Naperville North needs to have a good day on Friday, like Homewood Flossmoor, and then we'll see what happens after that. But those distance races are going to be a big plus for the Huskies. And then after Belleville West, sneaky good team, keep an eye on them, especially with LaQuisha Stepney in the hurdles, and if she could get points for in the triple jump and long jump for Belleville West, that makes them good. West Aurora. Now, DeJure Miles was going to the doctor on Saturday. I'm sure West Aurora is not going to send a press release. Oh, she's hurt, or oh, she's going to be ready to go. That's going to be the mystery thing. We'll find out on Friday what kind of shape she is in. But if she's healthy, think about this. She had to pull up in the 200 meter dash in her sectional race. Hip problem, hamstring problem, I don't know. But she anchored their West Aurora's 4x100 meter relay team to a win, and West Aurora could be in the mix for the win there if Miles is healthy. Miles is in that 100, which is deep. She'll get points for the team. I wouldn't say she's a favorite because you have Amia Wilson in there, you have Ozzie Willie, you have the two-time defending champion Amira Young, who had a great sectional meet. Miles is the favorite in the 400, 54.14, I think she ran in sections. So, and she could help West Aurora, who ran 3:59 without her in the 4x4. If she's healthy, if she's ready to go, that puts West Aurora up there. So that's going to be interesting. But the fragility, the fragile aspect that Miles has been, she suffered a lot of injuries last year. She's been healthy basically during the entire year until this sectional meet. So it's going to be interesting. One more thing. So let's talk about the East St. Louis situation. By now, maybe many of you, all of you have heard that their team has been reinstated into the IHSA State Series by the East St. Louis School Board. Now on Thursday, the school board canceled their season due to a fight that happened at the Southwest Conference Meet, and that's such a shame that that happened. The meet was canceled. There's some senior kids that will never get to race again in high school. That was it. But just by the actions of a few people that weren't thinking about their teammates, weren't thinking about consequences, that ran into the stands. So it was one of those things that on Friday, when I heard that their season was canceled, I started calling people, and nobody wants to go on the record. And getting one of the people, it's more serious than you think. And so I'm, you know, maybe the board acted too quickly. They did get legal. One of the guys in the team got a lawyer, course, and so maybe that threatened the board, scared the board a little bit. It's tough to cancel an entire season. From what media reports say, that a few kids were involved in the situation, and that's what the media reports are saying. So I don't want to go into that further, but what I've heard, it's a completely different story. So so we got East St. Louis back in there. I think it'll be it makes that state meet a little more exciting now. In 2A, they were the team favorites going in. The boys, we'll see what happens this week in their sectional competition. We'll see how many qualifiers they have, see if the layoff and everything that's been going on with them will hurt them. I bet you they're going to be laser focused though. So we will wait and see what happens. So everybody hydrate this week. Girls, it's supposed to be 85, 86 degrees in Charleston. On Saturday, I'm going to start to hydrate. The boys sectional meets, the weather's supposed to be good Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So great thing there. And that's about it. Should be a great week. We'll update you next week on what happened at the girls' state meet, and then get you ready for the boys' state meet with the sectional meets and all that. So good luck, boys. Good luck, girls competing at state. Good luck, boys competing at sectionals. Realize your dreams. So until the next time that we talk, I take a deep breath and say, this is Mike Newman, Monday Morning Finish Line.